Hi, everyone. It's me, Shelly. It's week 3, and I wanted to send you a video to introduce myself face to face. I'm sorry it's taking me a little while longer than normal for me to post a video, but better now than never. We are easing into week 3, which means we have a few different changes in pace in the class and some changes in assignments, and I wanted to hopefully help clarify some of the expectations there. I have my notes to the side, so if you see me glancing over, that's what I'm doing. Um, so to start, it helps me to get some context for the overall class. So to review, these first 2 weeks, we've been working on the rhetorical analysis assignments, the rough draft and the final draft, which was due yesterday. The purpose of those assignments was to get us thinking about argument and about the arguments of others. So we tried to better understand one of those several controversy readings. We tried to understand those arguments by analyzing them, breaking them into parts, and then evaluating them for their overall effectiveness. So now that we've had some practice doing that, we're going to move into the beginning part of establishing our own arguments on controversial topics. So week 3, you'll notice on the assignments page, on the overview page, and the required readings, that there are some library links. So there are some resources the library has provided to help give you an introduction to finding the sources that you will need for your arguments. So please take some time to carefully read through each of those links. Those will be incredibly valuable to you this week and the remaining weeks of the class. So that's the first thing I wanted to highlight. I have also attached to this post a PowerPoint with a sample topic and some of my notes at the bottom of each PowerPoint to help you to help model to what it looks like to walk through the process of finding a topic, finding sources for that topic, and that kind of thing. So please take a good amount of time to read through those, make sure you understand them well, and if you don't, contact me this week and we can talk more. So that's the first thing. The second is you'll notice there are 2 ALAs or applied learning activities this week. The first is an annotated bibliography, and the second is called the documented argument, and I'm going to flip my notes right here. So the annotated bibliography, this week you're going to start searching for sources. So actually the first step will be you'll find a topic that's controversial in some way, that has more than one perspective on it, more than one argument that's participating in that conversation. So then after you've found a topic, you'll look for sources on that topic. So you'll figure out what people are saying. So your textbook offers this analogy that I really like, and that is that you arrive at a party, and before you just jump in and start talking, you have to kind of survey the scene. You have to see, what are people talking about? What are they saying? You listen and observe before you jump into a conversation. The same is true for research. So for the annotated bibliography, you are just arriving to the party, to that conversation, and you are getting a feel for what other people are saying about this particular topic. So as you do that, it's really important that you take really good notes about the arguments and the main ideas in each of those sources that you're reading. So the annotated bibliography is a place for you to compile all of that information from each of the sources. Your textbook has readings about how to do that well, but if you have any questions after having done the reading, please let me know and I'd be happy to answer those questions for you. So that's the first part, the annotated bibliography. You'll notice that overall we have 10 sources that we are working with that you will find, but this first week for your annotated bibliography, only 5 are due. So the overall, you'll be working on this for 3 weeks. We start this week, we have 5 sources due. We continue next week where we have 5 more sources due, and then the third week from here, so that's week 6, you'll revise those 10 sources total. The second ALA this week is the documented argument, and this is kind of tricky. I think this is where most students get kind of confused. And so what we're doing here is we are writing an essay that does have a thesis and topic sentences like we've been practicing, but we are reserving our own opinion about the topic for our public argument. So the documented argument is focused on, imagine a friend joined you at that party that you arrived late to. Imagine a friend joined you and you are telling that friend, you're kind of filling them in, okay, here's the conversation I'm listening to. Here are the main voices in that conversation, or here are some trends that I see in terms of a lot of people hold really polarized views perhaps, but there are some in the middle that are worth listening to, or kind of giving them a feel for the, I guess, geography, if you will, of the conversation that's going on. So we are being objective. We are not offering yet our opinion about the topic. We are simply digesting the information from the sources that we're reading and offering that to readers as a kind of overview of here's the layout of the field right now, here's what's being said, and here's where the controversy lies. Then in I believe it's week 6 to week 7, we will begin our public argument, which then says, okay, given the layout of this field and this conversation that's going on, here's what I believe, here's what I think, and here's why. And you'll use those sources that you establish in your annotated bibliography, in your documented argument, for your public argument later. We'll continue to talk more about this, but that I just wanted to clarify a little bit. If you have further questions, which you might, and that's totally normal and reasonable, please either post them on the homepage of the course where everyone can see and I can respond that way, or send me an email. If it's helpful for you to talk face-to-face, we can certainly set up a time to Skype. So let me know. Let me just make sure I have covered everything here. Okay, the last thing I really want to highlight is as you select a topic this week, if you have any questions at all, please ask me. It does need to be something that's controversial, but there is on the assignment page a list of topics that are off limits for a variety of reasons. Either they've been overdone, they might fall into the category of a topic that begins something along the lines of, since the beginning of time, people have been arguing about this, and to think that we might be able to solve those kinds of issues in an 8 to 10 page paper is unreasonable. So it might fall into one of those kind of categories, or it might be something that really falls on belief. There is one of the off-limits topics is arguing for the existence of God. It's not one that we are able to figure out in an 8 to 10 page paper, but also it falls down to belief. And so we are working with sources and academic studies, evidence, and that kind of thing. So we're steering away from those. So if you have a topic and you're not sure about it, please ask me and I'll give you the okay or the not okay. But just also be aware, if a topic falls into kind of one of those categories, I might make a comment and steer you in a new direction. So anyway, as always, let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, I'm free for email and Skype this week. Yeah, all right. That's all. That's all my notes. Best wishes this week. I really am here to help you, to guide you, to coach you. So I look forward to keeping in touch. Bye-bye.